patience. So patience is something we've been debating for a while now. So what is patience? Has patience been substituted for ignorance? Has it been substituted for the lack of, for laziness, I should say? What is patience? So sometimes people think they're being patient, they're just wasting time, so we don't really understand for the most part what is patience. So we're going to discuss it today. I'm going to present the lovely, healthy. How are you doing, healthy?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good. So you can relax a bit, yeah. So healthy, patience. I'm sure you had at some point of your life, or most times, you had to exercise patience.
A lot.
A lot. Cool. That's great. Me too, yeah. Right. So what is patience? To start with patience.
Patience is being able to tolerate and be calm and just wait for something without being annoyed. even if it annoys you so bad, you're still waiting. So you need to have the ability to wait for something through difficulties without being angry or without losing your cool, basically.
Okay. I think 1 Corinthians says that, I think it's verse 13, says that love is patience.
Yeah.
Okay. So if love is patience, it means that, of course, everything you say, you need to tolerate stuff. But that depends on the circumstances of whatever's happening.
What's happening, yeah.
Then you need to exercise patience in, say for example, someone done something wrong to you and you don't want to get all worked up, so you have to exercise patience at that point.
Yeah.
Right? Or someone owes you money, they don't want to give it back, you have to wait for another month. That's waiting, exercising patience, right?
Yeah, but then that gets kind of confused because patience is love, as the Bible says. Yeah. But then if someone is owing you money and you have to exercise patience, you're not really feeling the love right there. You're not really loving the person.
You're not loving the person.
Yeah, but you have to obviously exercise patience because you're waiting for them to pay you. But love is nothing. It's not even that.
Love has nothing
to do with that type of patience.
It's not because you love the person you're going to leave it. If it was someone you didn't, you had no feelings towards the person, you probably just get your money, right?
Yeah, but I think some people are generally calm anyways. So even if they don't feel the love, they know how to wait. And it's kind of controversial because like they're not feeling love, they're not loving the person, but they know how to be cool and knowing that they're going to get the money back. Wait. You mentioned waiting. So now I'm going to have to ask, because I was getting into the topic, is there a difference between waiting, just waiting for something, or waiting for an action and being patient? If you're waiting, you need to know that what you're waiting for is going to come, because then otherwise you're wasting your time, basically. If you know that someone normally doesn't pay the money back, or you've heard of that person,
you're back to
that money. If you know that, and then because you're a patient person, you're waiting, but knowing in the back of your mind, you know that they're not going to pay you back, so you're basically wasting time. You either let it go, or you lose your patience and go and get your thing.
So you either lose your patience.
You either lose your patience because you know that you waiting it's a waste of time. Patience means you're gonna get what you're waiting for. Wasting your time is that, dude, you're not sure. You're not sure whether you're gonna get. I suppose some people confuse that being patient, but at the end they end up being disappointed because what they thought they were patient for was really wasted their time. A lot of people waste years like that because they're thinking, yeah, I'm patient, yeah, I'm cool, I'm patient, but you are wasting your time.
Okay, fair enough. That's a good point. So basically that will take me back to another mentality that some community or some people have, right? Say for example, you're not applying for jobs, yeah, and you're not doing all the necessary stuff to get something, and you're saying you're being patient, it's gonna happen. Is that not position? Is that not like, I don't know, faith? Could it happen or not? Is it still possible for it to happen?
Even if in the most cases, let's say a Christian, you get a revelation from God that you will get a job at this company and this, that. If you don't get up and go and do what's necessary, I'm sorry, you're not patient. You're wasting your time. Because
so you're not being patient.
You're not being patient
for the promise, because it was a promise.
It is a promise. If you look in the Bible, most of the men of God that were promised, they worked. They got up and went and did what needed to be done. Moses wasn't sitting in where he was hiding, where you saw the burning bush and divided the sea. He went to Egypt as God. That was the work of God. He went to Egypt, did what he had to do there, and then went and did the miracle. And today we're still talking about it. So if you're sitting there saying God will do it, and you're not working towards it, then God does miracle, but there needs to be a little movement from you. Otherwise, you're wasting your time. You're saying you're waiting for the promise, and then that's how they get disappointed with God, thinking that God is not giving the promise. But God will never lie. But you need to get up.
It's the capacity to accept delay, problems, suffering without becoming annoyed, like you said yourself, right? But all in all, say for example, talk about David or Moses, that they took the delay because there was a promise. God said to Moses, you're going to do this and you're going to take out my people from Egypt. And he said to David, Prophet Samuel went and ordained David king. Well, he wasn't king still, because there was a king already. So he had to wait, and he went back being a shepherd, right? For a while, and he was training and doing all of that. So I guess he was being patient, but at some point you get annoyed when it's not happening, right? So you can still be patient and annoyed and frustrated.
It wasn't his time to be king. So obviously, it's like you graduate, you're not going to get a job straight away.
Okay, why not?
Well, sometimes most people don't get a job straight away unless you know someone. It wasn't his time.
Well, sorry to cut you off. Coming back to that graduation. Now, I have to say, don't get it twisted, because sometimes
I know.
Because sometimes we think, you know what? If it doesn't happen, you know what? It's not meant to happen. I'm going to be patient. I read something on Facebook where they say about some people graduate at 25, they get a job at 50. Some people get a job at 30, they die at 40, whatever. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah. When they say wait your time.
Yeah, wait for your time. So is that a good mentality to have? Because sometimes you're just being lazy. You're not working hard enough, and you're just thinking, my time is gonna come.
But that's my point. It's what I was saying before. If you're sitting there, God is showing you a revelation. If you're sitting there and thinking, no, I'm being patient and not working towards it, because if He gives you the revelation and you can be working towards it, sometimes it might even be difficult. You'll be working towards it for years. You will think that, okay, this is not gonna happen. But that's you being patient there. Even though you're working, you're being patient. I think that if a graduate, he's not working and he's saying, my time will come. Your time won't come, because you're not going to sit at home and maybe a miracle could happen. God could touch someone and all of a sudden you get called. But you're not going to, if you're working towards getting the job, like throwing out your CV out there to companies and stuff like that, one day the promise of God will happen in your life, but you can't sit down and sit at home, eat, watch TV and expect a job to come right on your lap.
Like doing something is a first step, I think. I don't think it's all of it. I think it's like the first step towards something. So basically, let me explain myself. You need to have methods of approach towards everything. So you can't really approach everything the same way. So you can try something. If it doesn't work, then you need to go back and work back on it and come back and try something else. So you can basically say, you know what, I'm just here, it's perseverance, and you're just doing the same mistakes all over again. You're working hard, don't get me wrong, like you're working hard.
Say for example, you be wise what you're doing.
Like how you do your stuff as well, be smart about it. Like you go to church every day, morning and night, and obviously you're expecting say you need healing. Yeah, you need healing. So you're going to church, you're sleeping at church. You've got faith in God, which is great. And you're all about faith, and you're praying, and you're not taking your medicine and all of that.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe if God told you not to take it, that's
a different case. That's what I'm saying. It's a personal, it's between you and God.
Yeah, if God told you not to.
If God said don't move, then you just stay there.
Yeah, I mean, if you're sure it's God you heard though in the first place, it needs to be God you're hearing. But then you're not taking your medicine, and obviously you're working hard, and you're praying and all of that. That's not being patient. I think that's not being patient. I think you're wasting your time.
But
so you need to learn the methods about everything you do.
But you just say if God said for them not to take anything.
Yeah. If God said.
But then that's being patient.
That's like what do you mean?
If God tells them, say God spoke to the person, say okay, you're gonna be healed. Don't take these medicines.
Yeah, have faith in me.
Have faith in me. My grace is enough, and I will heal you.
Yeah, amen.
And then you know what to do. That is possible.
Don't get me wrong. Yeah.
But and you know that you have that faith. You stop taking the medicine, and then you carry on working in the house of God. Do what you have to do. Blah blah. I don't think that's wasting time. You're just waiting on your promise, and you're working. You're pleasing God, basically. You're working towards it.
So that's why when I was talking, I said, if God told you, that's like a different matter.
Yeah. But if God, if you haven't heard anything, but you just have faith that you'll be healed. Yeah, you've got faith that you're going to be healed, and you're just at church all the time, so you're not going to hospital, and you're just praying and hoping you're going to be healed. So you're working hard. So you're doing things that, you know, the Bible is quite big. You're saying, obviously, God said, first look for the kingdom of heaven, and everything will come. So you're doing that, and you're hoping for everything to come. So you're not even looking for what. You're not going to hospital. You're just at church 24/7. You're preaching. You're doing everything you have to do on the gospel. Like your spiritual life is like high, like but then your physical life is.
Your financial life is not.
Financial, physical, everything else is on 0.0.
Yeah, if you want to put it like that. So that point. That's wasting time. That's wasting time, right?
That is wasting time. And even remember, Prophetess Maria, because she said that most of the churches that she sees around, most people are there the whole day at church, and they're praying for financial elevation and stuff like that. But how are you gonna work towards that if you're at church? God is probably saying, dude, get up and go and do something.
Because the thing is, if you were at the right position,
you won't be there all day.
You wouldn't be in that position.
But then they're not fulfilling their purpose on earth, because probably God had planned for them somewhere else. You know, whatever they were not doing while being at church. Could have influenced someone. You're not doing what God brought you on earth, so He might as well take you because you're weeping. I know about it. I know that's strong. That is strong.
Good strong.
It's strong because you're weeping 24/7.
Because obviously, when you're saying that, you need to let people know as well.
Yeah.
Everything about God Himself, because now you're saying that people might say, you know what, everyone's leaving church. We're all leaving church.
No. The example
because already people think. I mean, there's a lot of people that believe you can serve God without going to church.
Yeah. I used to think that as well.
Okay, so basically you can serve God without going to church. So we're all Christian. I can pray at home. I can do this and I can do that.
Evangelize without being at church.
Exactly. So basically, no one better than no one. I don't care if you preach. If I give £1 to someone.
I just think you just need to have balance.
Exactly.
Balance.
Okay.
You need to have balance. You can't do one higher than other. God created us as humans, so He knows we're human beings. He knows that we have to do things. Even in the Bible, in the book of Proverbs, there's a lot of verses that said, if a lazy man will not eat, so that means go and work.
Yeah, if you're lazy, don't.
Exactly. So that God is encouraging us to work. But you just have to find balance. You can't be too spiritual and then leave the physical side. You end up losing people around you that can help you to get the solution that you're looking for. You need the right balance.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. So we said all of that about being patient and the difference between patience and wasting time. Is patience as well sometimes mistaken for ignorance? ignorance in the sense where it's probably the lack, of knowledge you've got that will push you in certain directions. Like I know some people, I'm not saying they're ignorant, but I'm saying I know some people, for example, they don't do blood transfusion.
Yeah.
Right, so if they don't feel well, they'll just wait on God to do a miracle, or they rather just whatever happened. So they won't take medicine, they won't do that. Is that really being patient when I think God gave you the answer? Or financial problems as well, like God is asking you to give a gift and you're saying no, you're not gonna like give a gift or do your offering, you're gonna go and pray instead and then wait for a miracle to happen. Is that being patient or is just ignorance?
Well, for people that know God, it's not being ignorant, but it's just you not basically doing what God asked you to do. For example, for the offering.
Yeah, but if you don't do it, it's probably because you don't know, or I don't know.
Yeah.
Being naive kind of thing.
About offering. Say people that know God know about offering and tithes.
Yeah. Not everyone knows, like you can know God. I mean, you can be a Christian for 10 years, still not know.
But then you're not reading the Word of God.
Okay, you can read it and not understand the same way though. We can read it.
I don't. Sorry. Unless you just choose to ignore it, to be honest. Then that is ignorance.
There's different information going around. Let's not even talk about non-believers. Let's talk about Christians already. Some people are saying don't give your tithe. Like you don't have to give tithe. Some people
because God doesn't need it.
You have to. Some people say you don't have to do this. Some people are saying you have to. So according to your belief, that's how you work, right? You can only do what you know.
But this is why you need to. This is why you need to have as Christian, as we're talking about Christian. This is where you need to dig into your Bible. So the Bible is deep.
How do you do that? Because, like I just said, the same Bible, different people can explain it in different ways.
Yeah, I know that.
And that's going to affect you.
But this is where you and God's relationship comes.
Okay.
So we all go to church, but you need to have a relationship one-to-one with God.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with the church. So when the pastor is preaching to you, okay, don't give your tithe. You go in the Bible, you look where it says don't give your tithe. You look for the bits and pieces that speaks about tithes and things like that. And because God is like a person that hears us.
How do you build a relationship with God? You mentioned it.
How do you build?
So people might be asking themselves, okay, so yeah, how do I do that?
Going to the Word of God.
Okay.
Because the Word of God is God's. It's Him there. So you read the Bible, you pray, or you need to develop a personal relationship with the Bible. I can't talk much because I never used to before much. But once you start developing that relationship, you're not afraid of anything. You know, whatever you hear, you go and verify in the Bible. So you develop, it's like having a relationship with someone. If you don't talk to them all the time, you're not going to know how to communicate with them.
To handle that.
You know what I mean? Exactly. So read, and pray. That's all my advice.
So I'm going to ask you a personal question. It's still about patience. So not on a general basis and how people do things, you personally.
I have to say I'm not that much of a patient person.
I'll go with it, yeah.
I've developed patience. I'm patient in some area. Like I think everybody's like that. There's areas where you're patient and there's some bits where you're not patient. Me, I had to learn how to be patient a lot.
Okay, you think you improved?
I believe I have. I think as I got closer to God, I think I developed patience from that. That's I have to say.
How do you deal with it though?
How do I deal with what?
With patience. How do you exercise patience? How do you feel like, you know what, now I want to lose it, but I have to exercise patience? Or you think, I've been going through struggle for a long time, it's taking my whole life and I'm tired.
Yeah, I know.
Say for example, people that want to get married. Let's talk about that for example. People that want to get married, or people that are waiting for a job, people that are waiting for kids.
Yeah.
All of these examples, right? And you're thinking, no, I've been waiting for a while. you know, some stuff you can't really do much.
Yeah,
for example,
it's not.
Kids, it's not up to you. There's nothing.
You do what you can, and then you wait for God to do His work.
You do what you can. Oh yeah. So you do what you can.
Yeah.
And then you're waiting for God to do the rest. But I'm saying, marriage, kids, jobs, all of this stuff, you have to exercise patience. So tell me, like, how do you deal with it? You might help someone else. Like,
I don't know how to explain
like being patient, thinking, no, I'm just waiting for my husband, I'm just waiting for my wife.
I'll give you an example. I mean, it wasn't long
waiting
ago.
For a job.
It wasn't long ago. When I started my photography job, there was time when I was hired to events, and at the beginning I have to wait a long time before starting. So I started losing. I was angry. Like I thought, I just need to find a solution to this. And then I sit down and think, okay, how can I improve this so that I don't end up in that situation? And I know that obviously for a woman that's waiting for a child or things like that, but if you had a promise from God that you will give birth, I think it's your faith that will make you patient, that will make you keep your patience.
I agree with you, but when you're chilling, you need to have a certain mentality behavior while you're waiting.
Mentality.
I mean behavior, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. You need to be some sort of atmosphere when you're waiting. You can't be waiting all over the place and you're just saying God is gonna do it. And obviously you're going to nightclubs and you're doing whatever. You say I'm waiting on God. You need to be at a specific place doing the right stuff for God to act. What do you think? I mean, doing the right stuff I'm talking about. Say for example, if you have to go to hospital to do whatever, check up, whatever, you do that, and then you stay faithful to God. You stay serving. You don't give up. You don't give up saying, oh, you know what, I'm tired, it's not gonna happen. I don't believe in God anymore. I'm talking about you're tired, you're frustrated.
So you need to be positive then. You need to have the positivity and know, like I said, have the faith that you will get it. So look like someone that's already got the promise, basically, because if you're feeling discouraged and tired and then you're making God, you're basically telling God you're doubting Him. You know that you're not sure of His promise. So you need to be in a state of mind where you're positive. I know it's hard. There's a situation where it's hard to be in that zone, in that mentality of being positive. Always you have to push on. All I know is that you have to have the right people around you as well, because if you have the wrong people, they end up influencing your mind.
I completely understand that, because I think it was 2 weeks ago. So I finished university a while ago. That's a tiny testimony as far as I share it with you. I finished uni a while ago and I was thinking, you know what, I just can't find a job. How can I not find a job like this? Jobs are everywhere. Why can't I find a job? Like, everyone's getting jobs. So 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, after 3 years of degree is like useless. So I'm thinking, what's happening? And not long ago, I got a call and then they were talking to me about, you know what, you want to come in for an interview and do that, whatever. And then I proudly answered to them, no, I don't want to. I told them.
Okay, I'm sure you have your reasons.
I was thinking, I was a bit excited. It was an interview. It wasn't like I got the job, but like I felt like
something was happening.
It wasn't my first interview, but I felt like whatever could happen. But then I was proud to tell them, you know what, no. Forget it, because I'm launching my own startup. So at that point I thought, you know what, everything happened for a reason. So you
didn't have a job before, because maybe if you had a job, you end up just in the dead end job. You wouldn't even start your business.
It could be that, because I knew, for example, like I was going to start my business, but I didn't know how. But maybe if I had a job, I mean, I had a job, but I didn't have that job I wanted. so maybe if I had that, it would be a distraction.
I can relate to that, because I had a lot of ideas. When I finished school and then I started working, because I couldn't go to university there and then, and I started working where I am now. I had a lot of ideas as a young girl. There was a lot I wanted to accomplish. But because I started that job, I wasn't doing anything towards my dream. Then again, like you said, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm sure I would have had a different business than photography.
Thank you, Elfie. I've got a comment here I'm going to read. She says, I think the difference lies in the fact that patience is the attitude that you adopt while you're waiting.
Like you said?
You said that, or I said that. And yeah, I agree with her as well. We've got another one. She says it's all about the knowledge you have of your God and how faithful your God is and how you know the word of God. Nothing happens by accident. Yeah, I just wanted to encourage someone watching the video. If you're waiting for something from God, just be patient. So what does patient mean? Once again, it means being waiting with, the problems, the delay, just being patient, just wait and have faith that God is going to do it. But be waiting in the right manner. So have the right attitude. So if you need to pray, you pray. If you need to go hospital, if it's a medical problem, just make sure you take your medicines. If you're looking for work, make sure you apply, look for jobs, do 100 applications, do as much as you can, and then God is going to do the rest. If you're looking for a kid, do the right stuff, get married, and then obviously God is going to do it. And if you're looking for marriage as well, have the right attitude, because nowadays I'm not the one to talk, Elfie. Maybe you should be the one talking about this. I think you 12 years of experience. Girls, please have the right attitude. You all deserve a husband. Have the right attitude, and you settle down. Guys as well, stop playing around, guys, man. Stop playing. I don't know, whoever's watching this, if you're young, you probably don't need to get married now, but you need to have the mentality to settle down. Be a visionary. So on that note, my name is Evangelist H.O.H.F.A.N, and you've been watching Wow. Word of Wisdom. And I'll see you next week. God bless you.